On Tuesday, part of the Chrysalis family went on a field study to the WXIA NBC 11 Alive studios to take a look on what happens behind the scenes of our local news. After passing the big satellite tower along with many others, at about 11:30 it was clear that we had arrived at the studio. Many of the students have been looking forward to this day for more than a week. The areas of interest differed from production to anchoring and everywhere in between. However, these differences only added to the excitement because we all were in the right place. Filled with anticipation, we entered alongside Richard to meet with Donna Lowry, the anchorwoman and writer of the Daily Morning News. Greeted with warm welcomes and a smile, Miss Lowry led us down the hall to the main area where all the paperwork gets done, as well as some shooting for recorded shows and clips.
We have a tip line that if you go on 11alive.com and you send us a tip, that tip goes to every single person in the newsroom.
We were introduced to Donna's camera person, Mrs. Kathy Bourne, who is good friends with Donna and also the lady that makes her look good on TV. This large room was occupied by many hardworking individuals, typing away at their computers the scripts that they would soon produce on television. The cubicles were filled with papers and pictures of loved ones, and as they typed away, it became apparent to me that everyone seemed quite happy there. We moved along in the same area down to the meteorology section of the workplace. Donna made sure to mention that their new studio was not the only one that was messy. They all are. It seemed as if there was no way getting around the bother of lots of papers. After all, they are due to the many scripts that are required to be produced daily. Those scripts are the backup for the anchors, in the case that a teleprompter fails, because, as we know, technology is not always reliable. However, the necessary mess is a small price to pay for working in a production studio. When we made our way down to the meteorology section, we were educated on the equipment that was used to predict the weather, which were mostly high-tech weather-watching computers. Chesley McNeil, along with Ashley McDonald, who both are meteorologists, showed us a barometer along with other weather detecting instruments, which they can use in the case that the computers fail. Whether it is a script or those weather instruments, 11 Alive appears to always have a backup plan. From there, Donna guided us to the new studio, the actual room where the filming takes place. Right away, I noticed the bright lights that were shining down on the desk. We were introduced to Jill Becker, the anchor woman and writer of the Daily Afternoon News. It was 11:58 and the cameraman announced there were 2 minutes until Jill Becker went on screen live. As she prepared, I stayed aware of how calm she was. It seemed that having a calm and collective attitude is necessary to adequately produce the information that we see on the television. During the commercial breaks, she would break also.
For 11 Alive News at 11alive.com, I'm Jill Becker.
We were led once again by Donna into the production room. The room was dark, but lighted by the many screens that were in the room, definitely creating a behind-the-scenes kind of feel. The experience was very interesting because we were able to see the whole production, behind the scenes, and the finished product. After experiencing the production side of the news, we were led by Donna again back into the studio. The producers decided to switch the story that they were going to cover to fit the Chrysalis class on the script. Jill Becker introduced us on TV, and all of us got to say goodbye to the people watching back at home.
All right, we had some great visitors today from the Chrysalis Experiential Academy in Roswell. They were a great group, and as we leave, they'll say bye-bye to you.
You can say it now.
Bye.
Everyone was happy as we continued to wave, and then left the studio at the end of the 12 o'clock news. Once again, we were led into the large room with the many different sections that were for the different steps of production. We were led to the back of the room, and on a large table there laid a conglomeration of DVDs, t-shirts, CDs, and toys. We were told about the random acts of kindness that 11 Alive had been doing and teaching people about recently. We were given the choice of any one item on the table, and we were also given a card that told us about some random acts of kindness.
And what we want you to do is do something nice for somebody else. And I'm going to give you one of these cards. Tell us what you did for somebody else on 11alive.com. Send us pictures, just write it up. Let us know what you did. And let's see that they'll pass it along. We'll keep passing it on.
11 Alive has proved to be both a productive and considerate corporation, and that is the recipe for producing true, heartfelt, and informative news and work. That day at 11 Alive made for a great adventure into the world of news, meteorology, and production. It was a very informative field study that helped us to become more aware of what goes on in front and behind the scenes of our local news. Thank you so much, NBC 11 Alive Studios and Donna Lowry. Also, I would like to give a big thank you to Richard for making this dream of so many of our students into a reality. We'll see you soon, 11 Alive.